Which group is this? Yeah, I was going to make sure I got the right sheet.
This is Nick, Lariah, and Joe.
I almost gave extra points to the last group from this morning. There you go.
Alright, so imagine the video game Rock Band. Kind of like karaoke, where you can perform popular songs from the past and future, or now, sorry. But you have to pay big money for the game, and it's very hard to set up. Now, imagine a place where you can play Rock Band, but for low costs and with your friends in a public area. Imagine a place called Rock Band Central.
The sole purpose of Rock Band Central is to basically provide the young adults of Fort Wayne another entertainment option, because if you think about it, there's not much for adults.
So, why would we create a place called Rock Band Central? So, nationally, Fort Wayne has been ranked boring among cities in the U.S. So we wanted to give Fort Wayne a new and engaging place for young adults to play Rock Band. So, people young and old, including myself and my other guys, we love the game Rock Band, and so why not have a business for it? So there aren't many businesses in Fort Wayne that focus on our age level or up, so we wanted to give it that, and we wanted to be innovators in our field of entertainment for Fort Wayne.
The location we chose for Rock Band Central is 3530 West Jefferson Boulevard. It is a former Wendy's, and we chose this location because it is accessible and it is close to Jefferson Point. And with it being close to Jefferson Point, it should bring in more young adults and it should grow popular.
So our atmosphere that we're going for is sort of like a bowling alley where people watch other guys like participate and enjoy the game of Rock Band. So our building will be divided into one for 21 and up, where they can have alcohol, and the other for 20 and under. So we'll have 3 stages in the back where they can play Rock Band, and the sound would not interfere. We'll just keep the volume down, but enough where you can hear. And then tables in the middle, and then a kitchen to be served. So here's what we would look like. As you can see, the stages in the back and just the property. It's about 9,000 square feet in total. Just the building.
Alright, so for our first year, this is all the expenses that we would have to pay. And we based this off of Cheesecake Factory because of the size of the buildings and how many they have around the country. And also for our first year, we wouldn't really be making any money, but that's also because we are a startup business and there's those expenses that we have to pay for.
We also looked at angel investors. Now, an angel investor is someone that is willing to give you the money to start your business, but would actually want something would be able to want to gain something after, I say, about first year's profit. And well, so far we don't have anybody that's actually willing to invest in Rock Band Central, but we're hoping that it catches someone's eyes. And
Alright, so these are our prices for different groups of people. It's $2 for one person for one song to get in. And then we have groups, like a 4-person group, that's $18 and they get 3 songs. Then also we have the $5 admission, and if you pay that, you get a free drink. And up to 4 people can be in one song.
So we'll be serving also typical bar food, American, and you can compare the prices to like an Applebee's or Chili's. So we'll be serving like burgers, wings, pizza, ribs, and other sorts like that. And so the average plate cost would be around $10 to $12.
Alright, so again, here's our first year. We're not making really any money at all. But then slowly as it gets more popular and more interest in it grows, when we slowly get more money.
some pros we have for Rock Band Central is that it adds another entertainment option, as I was before, and with us being focused, with our business being focused on Rock Band, we don't think it would disturb the surrounding residents. And with the location, it's a popular location / area, so.
So for cons, we could not contact the inventor of Rock Band. We tried calling and emailing, but we got really nothing. So if we were, or should we be like an actual business, I think we could get a hold of them, and we would most likely have to strike a deal with them for like copyright issues. So we're also not open every week or every day of the week, and we may not have all the space for parking if we get very popular. And like Joseph said, we were not going to profit the first year.
Some of the advertisements we created were a promotional poster which just basically lists all the things that we will have at Rock Band Central, and we created an Instagram page to get the word out socially, and we created an advertisement.
Alright, so certain nights we will have special events that people can do. And for one of them, we will have a 70s, 80s, or 90s themed music nights where they play music from that era.
So we'll also have some Clash of the Rock bands where like two groups could go against each other, and like the crowd could determine who rocked out the best. And you could also have costume contests like dress as your favorite musician, and 21 and up nights just to spread the word out and become popular.
We are Rock Band Central. Who wants to rock out with us?
Yeah.
You have listed what your hours were. You said you weren't open all days, and did I miss this where it said?
We
What days?
actually didn't list what hours we were going to have and what days we were going to be open. We were actually sort of in the process of creating that.
But we'll definitely be open during the weekends and probably Friday nights, because that's mostly when people would like to go to a place like this.
And is that like budgetary considerations and why?
Yeah.
All right, so what I had written down, I don't know who it was that said this, but somebody said we are innovators in our field.
Yeah.
I love that because that just sounds, that instills confidence in your team, and nobody can argue with you because what's the basis? You think you are and you are, so that's cool. I like that. I thought there was great flow. You guys passed it back and forth really well throughout the presentation. The first group, I've just been here today, so that has addressed the investment issue, so congrats on that. It's a big unknown whether you guys this is for real or whether you're running for a second seat in a real company, so it's a sticky subject, but good thought process through that. You guys thought through the intellectual property, the usage of the Rock Band, their branding, which I thought was very insightful. Yeah, and great commercial is good too. Just it was you, right? I mean, first time I've seen that there's been like some thought going, and some real creativity, something that really landed towards your event. So, nice job.
Thank you.
So if I was an investor, I would consider this. I would have some questions as an investor. One of the things there'd be a couple things I would be concerned with, I guess, that you can address. And one of them is, you talked about noise issues, but you look at, I know that Wendy's pretty well. Are you talking about taking that down to the ground and building a new building, or using the existing building?
We were going to add on to it, so.
Because you'd have to consider the noise between the two sides so that they can hear themselves when they rock out. And I just want you to know that when you said 70s, 80s, and 90s era, to us, that's not era, that's my time. I felt so old. I really like that location because you're there. It is somewhat isolated. The noise, when I first started, the noise was something. I'm gonna piggyback on the branding and that sort of thing. When I first got this, I wrote on here, you can't hardly see it, but I looked for the copyright, because, you know, that's the first thing somebody's gonna say. And as you grow and when you start this, you won't contact Rock Band Central, you'll contact the representatives because they don't own it anymore, they've been bought. I really liked it all. I think though, one of the things when you look at your money, and you talk about that money, you have to break it down a little further, but the real story is find a more comparable thing, because the Cheesecake Factory's close, but find something that really kind of reflects the age demographics, where you talked about your age and up. You really need to break it down into the different age groups, you know, like 18 to 21, 21 to 25, and that sort of thing, because that's what the investor's going to want to see is where are you going to make your money. Even though nobody expects you to make money in that first year, they're going to want to see how those age demographics are going to build up. And that's all I had. I thought it was excellent. I thought you guys presented well. You had some fun with it. If you can't make it fun when you present, nobody's going to have fun.
Oh, we just go.
Whoever wants to talk.
Kind of to elaborate on the idea of age. I know you said 21 and up, then you said 20 and under. Could you be more specific? Because to me, I have a son that's 1 year old, but I'm not going to bring him to Rock Band Central.
Well, what he means, okay, so we were focusing on the nightlife for the young adults in 21 and up, and then I think we were focusing on like teenagers our age, since it's like sort of separated like that in the bar area and the back.
And that's what I thought, but I didn't want to assume, especially when terms like 20 and under, that's a wide range. So
underage plays it.
That's it.
I'm not a big karaoke type person, and I don't know, I mean, I know a lot of people are, I'm not trying to, and I think this kind of fits in that same line where you get them perform, but it's not really just you doing it, like backup people with you. So I saw this more like a vendor type business where you get hired to come do parties and maybe set up at clubs, and that would cut down on your overhead. You wouldn't have to purchase a building unless that's something you really, really have a passion for. You really want to own a club and have all, but that can be expensive. You might not make a lot of money, because I don't know a company here in Fort Wayne that does strictly just karaoke and make money doing it. So that might be an option. And I might want to think about your fee and just charge a cover to get in, not per song, because I'm not sure how well that would go for.
Well, I agree with you. I think you would make more through the cover than you would for the song.
Yeah, we had like $5 admission, but maybe like a little bit more. Or
Well, see, you could almost even go up to a $20 type thing, $20 admission per person, and then, free access. Because your real money's gonna be made in the food and the admission.
I like your enthusiasm as far as not enough parking. That shows that you're planning on succeeding. And I do have a question though, and that you might want to think more than just rock. If you're going to spend all the money to buy the facility, you're going to have operating expenses, you're going to have acquisition and rehab or remodel expenses, and you may want to think of, hey, maybe we should have a market to country, maybe we should market to hip hop or whatever you want to call it, and diversify so that you're attracting a bigger group of clients. Otherwise, I like the presentation. You guys were professional. You introduced yourselves when you came in. Acted like you wanted to get an A on this thing or something. So,
You wore a tie.
thanks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, go ahead.
I have much to say. I just want to piggyback off of what she said. I kind of like that idea of possibly traveling with it. When she said that, I kind of thought of maybe having a big old U-Haul type truck where now you can have people actually get in a truck and actually do these things at parties. You pull up there and just, rocking out or whatnot, and save your overhead costs. Do you really need that right now? Also, I was thinking of Dave and Buster's. familiar. We don't have anything like that in Fort Wayne, but that's what it kind of reminded me
Well,
of.
if you do something like that, that's within your own facility, a smaller area, you can actually video it and sell the video to them too, when you're done.
Well, as an accounting finance person, I was really impressed with all your number crunching. Thought you did a good job. I too was impressed that you considered parking. I can't tell you how many people don't. And I could say it was well thought out. I just thought all the way around, the fact you presented your floor plan and I could visualize it helped a lot. I wasn't quite sure, were the vans just on one side?
Actually, well, what the CAD is, do you want to see it again?
Sure.
Yeah, we can pull it up, sure. So like, it's separated in two, but there's 3 stages in the back, so
Okay.
6 total.
Oh, so there's 3 on one side and 3 on the other.
Right,
Oh, okay.
I mean, we didn't want to just isolate it to where where the 21 and up side just had their stages, because I don't think it would be fair for us to give the adults something to, like, you know, actually be able to rock out, and we don't give the teenagers the same chance.
Right, exactly. Okay, thanks.
Other questions or comments?
You know, the cool thing about this is that this was a class project, right? But if you wanted to do this business, you guys could be a business by the end of February. Because you could contact, say, like the Roller Dome, where you have a bunch of kids going and say, hey, what would you think about putting this in here on a Saturday morning and see, you know, how it does, the concept of traveling with it.
Test it out.
That is actually really.
And that, yeah, we in my world we call that bootstrapping your startup,
Yep.
and it's the best way to do it, because if you don't need any investment, if you can just do it small at the beginning and then ramp it up, you'll have your big store someday.
I was concerned with the fact that one side was gonna have access to alcohol, how you would control that. That would be a concern.
Yeah, we'd probably have to like check their ID or wristband like
Wristbands.
at the bar with the kitchen in the middle.
Good job,
Nice
guys.
job.
Thank
Thank you.
you.